Yes. So the approach that the diaspora should take when they're thinking about making this big move to Ghana, number one, the first thing that we always like to tell people is to be patient with the process. It's so key to, really think things through, to make sure that you're planning so that you're not making mistakes. It's key that you just kind of take a deep breath, slow down, think about it, and take it step by step.
Now, a lot of things happen when people decide one day that they want to move, and they just pick their bags and then make the move. They end up making a lot of mistakes. And you'll find out that a lot of people also, go, and then in 1 year, in 6 months, some people 3 months, they actually come back to where they decided to move away from. So it's very crucial that you have patience, because this is a life decision that you're about to take. It's not something that you should take kindly or lightly. Okay, a lot of people have tried it before and maybe it went well for them, but you don't want to bet your life on a gamble where you're not too sure. So you have to take your time to go through a planning process. And that's the first step in terms of approach to anybody who wants to make that big move to the African continent, specifically Ghana. Now we'll deal with Ghana, but then a lot of the things applies to several other African countries as well. Now, the second thing that we would like to touch on when it comes to planning your big move, or the approach that people should have when it comes to making that big move, or taking that leap of faith, has to do with visiting. Mm-hmm. It is very key. But what do you think about visiting?
Yeah, visiting is key. You want to be able to see the place. You want to know, what neighborhood do I want to live in? All of those things are key. You want to get a feel of the people that you'll be interacting with. And it's very hard to do that and to know all of these things if you've never taken a visit. It's very hard to say that I want to move somewhere where I don't know the temperature of that place. I don't know the culture of that place. I don't know anyone there. So we always recommend at least taking one visit. If you can afford it, go 2 times, go 3 times. And it can be a lot easier for you if you're planning over those multiple trips and visits that you'll be taking to the country.
I've met some very radical people who will tell you, for me, I'm just tired of being here and I just want to go. One time I just want to go, and I tell them, well, you may want to go, but I've seen other people too who have gone. But the reality is that once they get it, they realize, oh, this is not what I expected. It's not my kind of place, because Africa is a big place. It's not just Ghana. So once you pay a visit, it helps you to be more informed in terms of where I really want to be, whether or not I want to be in Ghana, I want to be in Sierra Leone, I want to be in Gambia, or wherever you decide to choose. But you have to first take the step and visit. And the reason we advise people who want to make the big move in their preparation towards making that journey is because traveling twice or 3 times is because in your process of being there, you're able to initiate some things before you actually make that move. Okay, you're able to build solid relationships, because of course I'll talk about the fact that Africa thrives on relationships. So you're able to make some things, you're able to put some measures in place, before you even take that big move. And that's what we encourage people in the planning phase, for you to take at least 2 or 3 visits. That is very, very key. And that's a solid approach that you have to consider when you're intending to move. And that brings us to the third thing that you have to, the third approach that we believe people must have, or attitude that people must have when it comes to making that big move from the diaspora, is getting help. Getting help. Now, at this point, we cannot overemphasize getting help. A lot of us think that we can always do things on our own. I can just get up today and just go. I want to move to Africa, and I get up, I just move and go like that. Yes, you can do that. A lot of people have done that. But you see, there's a saying that success leaves clues. Something that a journey that somebody has traveled before, they are able to give you directions and tell you that, hey, if it pass here, it's going to be well with you. If it pass there, it could be a disaster. So you want to be able to get help. That is a key in the planning process or decision-making process that you don't have to overlook, getting help. And sometimes we have to be willing to pay for that help, because when you try to say, oh, because I have to make a sacrifice to get somebody to help me, I'm going to do it on my own, that could be a disaster. And here's the thing. A lot of people that have failed in this journey, they do not come out to say that, hey, I tried moving to Ghana and I failed. Or I tried doing this and I failed. They don't normally tell us. There's a few people that succeed that are bold enough to come and tell us that, hey, I tried this, and of course it failed once, but then I succeeded. So it's hard for us to know what really goes into it. So we suggest that no matter how experienced you are, how much research you have done, how many websites, even after this webinar, it should not give you the final conclusion to say that I'm taking my bags and I'm moving to Africa. We believe you should get help. Even if you've not visited, get help. Let somebody walk you through the process so you don't make the same mistakes that other people have made before. So that step is a very huge approach that diasporans must take when they are planning their big move to the motherland. Very, 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 very key.